Live.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Sway TV. I'm your host, Kimmy Seltzer, bringing you live each week my show, Kimmy's Love Hub. And this is a show all about dating, relating, sometimes mating, but most of all love. And that starts with you because when you love you, that's when other people do too. So I want to see who is here, say hello. If I know you, oh, Sharon, hi, thanks for being here. Anybody else who I know, say hello. And if you don't know who I am, I want to introduce myself. I've been doing this show for a couple months now. I can't believe it. It's gone by so fast. We've been doing so many fun things. We've had live dates happen here. I have done a closet ambush where I went into a closet and I did a dating makeover with someone, and I interview lots of amazing people, including somebody really amazing today. But for those of you who don't know me, again, my name is Kimmy Seltzer. I'm a dating strategist. I'm a confidence therapist. I'm an image consultant. So what does that mean? It's a mouthful. It means that I help people in a lot of different ways, basically. And, with that, I kind of have a different approach. So I used to work as a therapist for many, many years. And with that, I worked from the inside out. Well, now I kind of flipped the script and I work from the outside in. So what does that mean? It means that what we wear, how we present, our first impressions, our body language, has so much to do with opportunity that we create, right? Like how our confidence is. There is a symbiotic relationship between the outer and the inner, and it's not superficial. Image matters, first impressions matter, and you can do all this inner work, which I'm all about. Don't get me wrong, I'm a therapist. I love doing the inner work. But if your outside doesn't match the inside, there might be some mixed messages that you're sending out there. When it relates to love and dating, you might be missing opportunities because you might be passing the love of your life, but you're not putting yourself out there in a way that people really see you. So that's why I love this platform here on Amazon Live at Sway TV, because I get to combine dating advice and shopping. It is my dream that I get to share all those things with you. And with that, I kind of start from the outside, raising your style intelligence. Then I go inward and I work on your emotional intelligence. Then I take it to the streets and work on your social intelligence. And yes, that includes flirting, y'all. So I do a lot of flirting workshops. I love helping people talk to one another. And, with all of that, oh yeah. Oh, hi, Nancy. So good to see you. Oh, we have amazing people showing up. Hello, hello. And yeah, if you're new here, make sure you click the follow button so that you can interact with us. I mean, the show gets better and better the more you interact with us. And that's why I love the questions. I love the interaction. And you are definitely going to want to talk to this person that I'm about to bring on today. So today's topic, I want to talk about a miracle. Some miracles that can happen in relation to your life, but most of all, your love life. Do you believe in miracles? Right? Like, do you believe that you can create magic and find the love of your life? And if you're feeling a little stuck and maybe you feel like you've tried few things and you're looking for that miracle, well, you're definitely going to want to listen in today. I want to share a quick story before I bring on this guest because it relates to what we're talking about today. The client that I had the privilege to encounter, this was, oh my gosh, I want to say 4 years now, but it's such a memorable one because the story relates to miracles. She had gotten my name from her doctor. Now that doctor supposedly had a patient whose life I changed. Now, to this day, I still don't know who that is, and I wish I did know that. But you know how, miracles and the ways that you touch people's lives can go so far, and sometimes you don't even know who it is and what kind of lives you've changed. Well, this woman took my number. She wasn't ready. She was still in almost what she called victim mentality, where she didn't think that there were any guys for her, and she kept attracting narcissists and fixer-uppers and guys who were emotionally unavailable and all those, those kind of guys. And so she took that number and she put it in her drawer, and she left my number in her drawer for a year. One day she was taken to the hospital because she had appendicitis, and her life flashed in front of her. And when it did, she woke up and realized, wow, like what is all of this for? I don't have love in my life. And she remembered of that piece of paper. So she took that piece of paper and she called me up and she told me the story of how she got my name. And it was the best kind of miracle that she could have done for herself, because after that call, her life changed. And it wasn't, I was just the flashlight. That's why I call myself a flashlight. I can show some of the light, but it really takes you to walk through the light, right? And she chose to do it, and she did the work, and she started dating up a storm, and she started attracting different kind of men in her life. And what was so cool is she started referring me to other people, and those people started referring me to other people, and all of a sudden I had this big event in Vegas, and they all met, and they all had this like sense of success for themselves. Well, that woman landed an amazing guy. She got married, and I was invited to her wedding. Now, you could say, oh, well, she was just lucky. Well, was she lucky, or did she create her own miracle? So there's stories like this all of the time, and I'm so interested in talking about all of this stuff to this guy that I'm about to bring on. So let's bring him in. He's legendary. I mean, he is the life coach to celebrities, to athletes. He's an inspirational and motivational speaker. He touches so many people, and I have had the honor and privilege to have him on my podcast a while back, which I just released this week. It's called the Charisma Quotient. You'll definitely want to listen to this after you listen to this interview, because it's just everything he says. He's got that magic touch for sure. And I know that you're going to enjoy this. So let's bring him in. Tim, are you there? Hello.
What a privilege.
No, the privilege is all mine. And how weird is this? Because you did say at the end of my podcast that you would come back and do part 2.
Yes, because you're so good and you're so amazing at putting people together. But I like what you said. You get to mix your love for shopping and also your connecting of people. So it's almost like putting together Thanksgiving and Christmas. That's how your life is like right now.
Oh my God, that's so funny. That's how I feel. Like every day is like a holiday. And and I'm sure you feel this way too. It's like when you transform people's lives, like that is so magical. Like watching somebody really like have that light bulb moment, and that life just changes. And so
yes.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to have you share a little bit about, obviously your new book. Okay, so this book is amazing, y'all. Like, I couldn't put it down. The Miracle Mentality. I will show you all here.
Thank you.
Yes, you have to get it. I'm going to show this throughout our live stream. But I'm curious, like, maybe the story behind this title and even this whole theory around the miracle mentality.
I like to take it right into relationships, because I think that in order to find and bring in the right person into our lives, whether it be friendships or romantic relationships, that you have to make room for miracles to happen. And I talk in the book that there are different states of our life. There is the mundane, there is many times the messy, there's many times the madness, and then there is the miraculous. And I think many times we get so caught up in the mundane. The mundane is the ordinary, the status quo. And, we all have to do mundane things in life. Doing the dishes is mundane, or throwing out the trash is mundane. But if you don't get careful with the mundane can turn into the messy. And I think in the midst of the pandemic and the quarantine, that a lot of people thought my life is kind of mundane, but now it's kind of messy. Messy is disheveled. Things are everywhere. You can't really find things in a mess. And I feel like a lot of people have lost themselves in the mess. And many times they've lost their focus and their vision. So we have mundane, we have messy, but let's go to the next, the madness. The madness is not good. Watch, that's the chaotic, where everything is just coming at you at one time. And so when you're in that place of madness, it's hard to make room for miracles. So I think that when you are open to the right person in your life, you have to make room for a miracle to land. So that's a lot of what I talk about in this new book, The Miracle Mentality.
I really love that. And as it relates to love and dating and all that, it's so true that you have to get rid of the old in order to create room for the new. I mean, I do that with closets, right? I did that with the closet ambush last week, and it was funny, right? So it even can start with, the things around you, but also it's the relationships that don't serve you. And it's funny because I'm working with a client right now who's exactly in that place of the mess. She has been in this kind of toxic relationship and she can't get out of it. She's feeling stuck, so she's like in this rotation, right? And she's trying to dabble in dating, but I was saying, like, it never works when you have one foot in and one foot out, because then you can't go anywhere. Then you're totally stuck, right? There's no
I would totally agree. And I think that it's hard to find things in a mess. Like, let's say, well, I was out recently with a friend of mine, and she had the biggest purse in the history of purses. And I've been to 75 countries in the world, but it's a very classy lady, but this purse was huge. And so she was looking for her ID, and she was looking in this gigantic purse. She almost needed a flashlight, okay? And she couldn't find it. The thing was a mess. I mean, what she had in that purse, God only knows. There was like a library and everything else in that purse. And she laughed. She goes, "Oh, sorry, my purse is so messy." All right. It's the same thing. Like, if somebody decides to date and they want somebody to be part of their life, if their life is like that messy purse, okay, they might miss an opportunity that comes forth because they got so much mess going on. So let's say if they have kids, and they got the challenges here, and then they got maybe challenges in their personal life, maybe challenges with their ex, challenges at their job, and Mrs. Charming or Mr. Prince Charming may show up, but you missed it in the mess.
Oh my gosh, so true. And when you're in that mess, you're scatterbrained too, because
Right.
your brain is filled up and it's firing and you're thinking so much that then you're not present, and then you're not even, like, you have the blinders on, like when you're walking through life. So that's so true. And yeah, ladies, if you have a really big purse, make sure you have a flashlight. That's what I got out of that. So.
100%. But make sure the flashlight is small so it doesn't take up even more space. But can I insert this, if you don't mind?
Please.
Because I travel, and I notice that people many times do find people on vacation. And there's a reason for that, because they're fully present, fully feeling, fully alive. And maybe they're at like some nice vacation spot, right? And like day one, their mind's all disheveled. Day two, like, oh my gosh, I'm finally getting it together. Maybe day 3, 4, and 5, they're in the moment and they're like, oh my gosh, who's that sitting at breakfast? I keep seeing them sitting by themselves day after day. I know, not some, many people that have found each other on vacation.
Okay, I have chills right now. Then I can't believe you just said that, because I did a whole podcast. I called it Vacation Mentality.
I'm good at this.
This was like way before I even knew you and everything, because exactly what you just said. And also, I think when you're on vacation, you're more in a state of curiosity and openness, right? Because you'll ask for directions, you'll talk to more people. You kind of let go of caring what other people think, because you're like, oh, I'm in a place I don't know anybody. It's that.
Yes.
So why can't that be every day, right?
Well, what we could do is we could set aside moments every day where we are in vacation mode. So what do you mean by that? So I've done a lot of research on children, on why they like to play, Play, okay? So if all you that are watching that have children, if you remember when they were little, or if they're little now, then you'll really identify. So a little kid wakes up and he wants to play. But let's say he's already in the first grade. So you say to him, but little Kyle, you have to go to school. Oh, but then can I play? Yes. So then he goes to school, he comes home and he says, can I play? but then you got to clean your room. But then can I play? But yet then you got to eat. But then can I play? You get my point?
Yes.
So they're always looking for play. Now, so as I've done this research with psychologists, we have found that one reason for the play is that they love to go into this imaginary world of creating an openness. As adults, we're so task oriented and we're so pulled down by all our responsibilities. We need to create time where we play. Isn't this good?
Yes.
Yes. Like for me, I like to listen to music. So like I'm really moved by certain music, and I like to listen to even music of the 70s and the 80s. And that's like my little playtime. Or today I was doing a lot of like heavy lifting in the area of life coaching and doing some interviews about my new book. But I went outside and I just relaxed in my backyard and I listened to music. And that was like my playtime, creative time. So for all you single people, make time to play.
Yes. Amen and hallelujah. And yeah, I make my clients take improv classes. I make them. I said, I'm not you. That's like a prescription, because also that is highly attractive. When somebody's like playful and fun and not so serious, that like nothing else really matters. You know, I think the danger that a lot of people are getting into, especially in the state that we've been in the past year, we're all so serious, right? And people have been like interviewing each other in their text exchanges, you know, like, where were you the night of, you know, how many kids do you have? When was your last relationship? You know, that kind of, and it's like, my God, it's so heavy and so serious.
I so agree with you. And again, let's go back to being a child.
Yeah.
When you're young, some of the people that we were first attracted to was at recess.
Yes.
It's like, I didn't know she knew how to do hopscotch like that. Yeah.
Like, wouldn't it be fun and funny if a girl just like stuck out their tongue and went, like, you know, if you saw her?
Yes, that would definitely get my attention.
Right? And so many women and so many men, for that matter, you know, we're very stiff. You know, we think that, oh, well, that's not appropriate. But all the things that you just said, that's what makes kids so lovely, you know, and chasing each other and playing. And kids have not developed filters yet. That's what I love about like being
yes,
right? Yeah.
That's so true. They're spontaneous. And I'll give you a story. When I was in 5th grade, I had a crush on this girl named Carrie. Wow, she was amazing. I mean, I remember first seeing her on her Schwinn bicycle and her hair was blowing in the wind. She was on her Schwinn bicycle riding. She was my neighbor. She was a new neighbor. In 5th grade, her hair was blowing. Like it was like.
Oh, guys love the hair blow, by the way, ladies. If you're listening to this, pay attention.
Started in 5th grade, that hair was blowing like nobody's business.
Yeah.
And I remember just having this connection to her. I mean, you're so innocent because you're like in 5th grade, right?
Yeah.
And I remember I had this expectation on Valentine's Day, because we gave Valentine's cards to everybody in the class. Right. I don't know if you remember that this could happen. I do
remember that, yeah. And
okay.
There weren't computers back then. I even remember that too. Like, we actually wrote them.
Yes. Okay, so this was very interesting because I thought, okay, she's looking at me a lot too.
Yeah.
I was a good little athlete. So I saw her one time as I was practicing shooting my jump shot. She was watching. I thought she's into it. She's into it. She's loving me. Okay. So on Valentine's Day, so Carrie gave these cards out to everybody in the class. So I asked my friend Scott, who was sitting next to me, I said, Scott, let me see the card Carrie gave to you. Because I know what she had said to me. She said the exact same thing. Then I asked my friend Chris, let me see the card she gave. Same thing. I was so brokenhearted. To this day. Aww. To this day, people, to this day.
It still hurts. It's still a memory. I see the wounds. Yeah. But we learn from our wounds. And actually, I think that that's part of the filters, going back to that, because as adults, we have stuff happen. Like your story is like a blip in time, but then as you get older,
Yes.
there's more things that happen. And so that's why we lose the moment in being present, because we're so riddled with things that have happened to us in the past, or maybe anxiety about things in the future, that we forget about what's now.
Okay, can I say this that would add to this miracle thinking?
Yeah.
I believe we can master the mundane. I have a quote in the book that says, if you don't do something with life, life will do something with you. And I think that most people, they are being pushed around by life, and you don't need to be pushed around. You could master your mundane. I mean, if your mundane is you have to go to Costco, you have to go pick up the cleaners, you have to go get your eyebrows done, you have to go to the DMV all in one day. You can master the mundane. The messy that comes in, you can organize your messy, okay? This is what you do with people's lives, aesthetically, closets, etc. That's part of what you do. So you can master the mundane, you can deal with the messy, you can deal with the madness, and then you make at least an area, watch, for the miraculous to actually land. So maybe this, okay, for the men that are watching, and men, you guys should watch this show. For the men that are watching, you got to make room for the landing magical helicopter. If you want the right woman in your life, hello, quit being so boring. Take an improv class, get creative, be semi-fascinating, quit talking about work all the time.
Oh, gosh.
Turn off your cell phone if you're on a date. What is this that people have cell phones on dates and they have them like right in the middle? Like, if you're not interested, I'm going to that.
That's the worst. It's already sending a message and creating a barrier right from the get-go by doing that.
Yes.
Yeah. I love that. I love the fact that you're creating that space. I have a question. So let's say somebody is in the state of messy or mundane and that kind of thing, and they feel like there's no room that they can create. Like, where they're in that, what I call victim mentality or scarcity mindset, right? Versus abundance, which I talk about a lot. What are some steps that people can take when they're in that really bad place then?
Well, number one is, it's all in the book, Miracle Mentality, is you have to become awake. You have to become awake. You have to realize, Kimmy, that you're doing this. You have to become awake. Secondly, you take inventory. You're like, okay, now I'm awake. Now I take inventory. How is my life? How's the clarity of my mind? How's my mindset? How am I feeling emotionally, spiritually? How's my job? How's my family? How's my finances? So number one, you become awake. Number two, you take inventory. Number three, if you take inventory and don't like what you see, you need to partner with the right people. Oh, it's so important.
That is so good. Yes.
So you could have a great idea, but tell the wrong person and it's not that great anymore.
Yeah. Right, because they'll bring you down to their level, and that rubs off. And that's so true. Like, I have clients who go out, like, especially the negative Nellies, right? And they go out, the negative Nellies together, and they sit in the corner of the restaurant.
Yes.
And they complain about how there's no good men out there. And guess what? They're creating their own reality. And I believe them that there's no good men, because they're in that state together.
Okay, to all the women that are watching, there are amazing men out there, because I life coach men.
Yes.
And I travel. I've been to 75 countries of the world. There are amazing men out there. I know men that have never been married, that want to be married, that are amazing. I know men that have been married and the wife actually left them for whatever reason, and they're amazing. I know amazing men, but you just have to have your channel tuned to the amazing man channel. A lot of people are not tuned to the right station.
Yes, the man channel. I really like. I love
That was powerful.
That was great.
Are you kidding me? This is the truth. Because so many women that I know, because I know a lot of women, they are tuned into the Not So Amazing Man channel.
Yes.
And that's what they keep getting. They keep going after a certain type of this man that's, look, one channel over.
Yeah.
Why don't you go over here? The Amazing Man channel. They're out there.
Yeah, but see, and that's a good metaphor because they get addicted to the bad channel, right? And
Yes.
they have their popcorn. They can't get away from it. It's like, binging on Netflix at a bad man channel, because they want to keep doing it and being in that mode. So, yeah, I do. I feel. I don't know if you feel this way too. And I know your book talks about this a lot. It's creating strategies for yourself so that you break patterns and habits, right? Because
you just said that. You said that perfectly, and I think that it's very possible. So I think a person can have had several failed relationships, whether they were engaged, married, single, and they didn't work and dissolved. That there's an old saying that, don't nurse your problems, don't curse them, and don't rehearse them. What I feel is that too many people that are single, they go on a date and it's as though they bring their red wagon with them, filled with their past.
Yes.
Okay. So do you know that I'm single? Tim Storey's single. So I'm single.
Okay, wait a second. Right.
Yes.
This was what we taught, and we're going to circle back to that because this is why you came on the podcast. So I do want to hear updates. Anyway, go on.
Yeah. So okay. So I'm a single guy, and I've been single a long time, over 15 years. Happily single. And I will say this. So if I go on a date with somebody, number one, I don't always see it as a romantic situation. I see it as I'm a human being. My therapist said, Tim, to keep yourself healthy, you should probably go out on a date, probably at least once a month. And even if you both meet at a restaurant, have a great time, be great to each other. And then if you just go your separate ways, you go your separate ways.
Yeah, good advice.
This has worked for me. And so, but when I go out with somebody, I don't bring my red wagon full of stuff that did not work. In fact,
that's messy.
It's too messy. When I first meet them, if they start saying like, have you ever been through that? Or I heard you dated this girl, or da, 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 da. I speak in parables. I don't tell them everything because this is not the everything date. This is you're just getting to know each other, right? This is you're still just like having fun. This is your improv time. This is like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. Where have you been on vacation? You look amazing since pandemic. Get my point?
And you do look amazing.
No, but I'm saying, like, this is the stuff.
Yeah,
this is stuff people should be talking about.
It's exactly right. It's the courting phase. It's the fun phase. And a lot of times people think that it's the game, and here's the thing that's interesting is that it depends what kind of person you are. And I find that a lot of people who are relationship people, meaning they haven't had a period of time where they're dating and they just want to skip that whole part and get to the relationship, they find that courting phase exhausting and gamey.
Yes.
Right. And so it is kind of like what the mentality of it all, of how can you create the fun so that it doesn't feel messy, that it doesn't feel mundane, it doesn't feel mad, right? Like that is so crucial at each phase of the relationship. Well, and I was interested because you talked about in your book about more like once you're in a relationship, that's the kind of third phase of how you get through those phases. Did you want to talk about that?
Yeah, and I think that in the book that I talk about the miracle mentality in parenting, the miracle mentality as a single person, the miracle mentality in your job and your finance. So I break it down, and there's actually a workbook in there where you can like fill out things to see like where you stand, and then I help you with your applications to get better and move forward. So I think that this miracle mentality as a single person, that you have to get to the point where you believe in miracles. A miracle is not like a object that's going to come down in a powder blue Tiffany box. So we got to stop thinking. Isn't that good?
Yeah, that was really good. I'm not going to lie. I wouldn't turn that away, but go on.
No, but that could happen.
Yes.
Okay. But I think that many times that we look for it to be like at a certain level, but I believe that miracles are usually all around us. And that we many times miss the miracle. So you have to believe in miracles.
Right.
Number two, you have to expect miracles. So to all you people watching right now on Sway TV, are you expecting miracles? I am. It's not by accident. Miracles happen to me every week. I expect them. Okay? So if you've ever seen people run short distance races, like in the Olympics, watch. I'm acting. Okay?
It's good acting.
Watch this. I'm acting. When they cross the finish line, Kimmy,
yeah,
they go like this. They stretch forward to hit the tape. Okay, so they're expecting to going forward. So you got to believe, you got to expect, and then you got to be open to receive your miracle. Hey, maybe some of you have dated somebody miraculous, but you did not receive your miracle. You push back your miracle.
Ooh.
Oh, I'm
Bam.
not worthy.
Yes.
I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy. Oh, I'm not worthy. I'm an actor too. I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy. Hey, just give me my miracle whether I'm worthy or not.
That was very good. I like that. That was a good rendition.
Thank you.
Yeah. No, that is so true. And in fact, before COVID hit, and I will get back to that. I used to go out in the field, if you will, and I'm like people's wing gals, and I'm like hitchat, I call myself. And I teach people how to meet people just out and about. And every time I go out, people would say to me, Kim, did you plant these guys or did you plant these girls here? This never happens to me.
Yes.
To your point, right? And I said, no, I don't. First of all, I don't know that many people. And B, you are creating this, not me.
Yes.
It's you, and you're now looking for it. And it's just like when you're in the market for a new car, right? And let's say it's a BMW. Well, the BMWs pass you by all the time. And it's not until you're in the market.
You are so correct.
Right? And I think this is what we're talking about, because we'll be missing opportunities if we don't have that perception.
Believe, expect, receive. You got to receive.
Yes.
But again, the receiving part is hard for people because many times they'll get into, but I'm not worthy, but I'm still working through something. Okay, I'm going to blow you away with this statement. Watch this, Kimmy. You're about to get blown away.
Okay, mic drop. I don't have a
Okay,
mic.
watch this. Watch how cool this is. Many times, life will call you to an upward moment in a downward time. Oh my God.
Say that again, one more time.
Life will call you to an upward moment in a downward time. See, a lot of people say, I got to get it all together and then I'm going to find the right person. No. Many times life calls you to an upward moment when you're in a downward time. It could be you go to Whole Foods and you look awful. You're not yourself, right? You're having an off day. Are you with me?
Yes.
You're not at peace, and you're just like going with your thing. That's a card. I'm acting. But then you see the equivalent of Bradley Cooper.
Oh, I would notice him.
But like a single Bradley Cooper.
Yes, I'm listening.
And you're thinking, oh no, why today? Why did it? Oh, I look awful. No, maybe that's not what he's attracted to. Maybe that's not why he's being pulled to you. Maybe he's being pulled to the real you, not just the Zumbo. I'm telling you, sometimes life calls you to an upward calling when you're in a downward place. This happens to me all the time. I don't always feel totally together. That's when I get some of my biggest deals. Some of my biggest businesses have been started in the middle of difficult times. I've met amazing women in the midst of times in my life where I was too busy and didn't really think I had time for it. And my friends talked me into, like, Tim, pay attention. A woman like this is not just going to just be hanging out for too long.
It's grabbing those moments. You know what you're saying is really important and brilliant, because I think a lot of times, and this is what I hear from a lot of people, is like, oh, well, I first have to work on myself and then I'll work on my dating life. And I say, no. Dating is working on yourself. Working on yourself is dating. It's not, we're not compartmentalizing these areas, because I think so many times that metaphor that you use is so brilliant, because it can happen simultaneously. It doesn't have to be, well, I'll do this and then that will happen.
You hit the perfect word, in my opinion, because I'm a wordsmith, that it can happen at the same time, simultaneously. And because I do believe that we're all going through recovery and discovery at the same time. So that's a Tim Storeyism. Recovery is pain from our past that we're being healed of.
Yeah.
Pain from our present that we're being healed of. But don't get so caught up in your recovery that you miss your discovery.
Ooh,
this is still April. Hello, humans. You may find the person of your dream by the end of this month.
Yes. And they could be in the grocery store, they could be at the gas station, they can be online, they can be, that's the other thing. It's not just one thing. You got to diversify your dating portfolio just like your financial portfolio. You can't just bank on everything and expect huge results.
I agree.
Like, I agree, I concur. I love this conversation. So, okay, going back to, and I'm just going to go back to the podcast. When you came on it, you were talking about your dating life. I'd love to hear updates.
Where's the update, Tim Storey? So,
where we left off? Where did we leave off?
Okay, so here's the deal. I live a very unusual life in that I get to meet more amazing people than the average bear. And what I mean by that is, let's say Andy, right? How great is Andy?
Andy is the bomb. He's the best. He's the producer, y'all. Sway TV. Ooh, you okay?
Yes. So Andy's amazing. So if I was to hang out with Andy, like I do, Andy has amazing people around him, male and female. All right, so I have other friends that have amazing friends around them. So I'm a little bit spoiled in this department because I'm a man, I date women. That's my choice. I date women, okay? Because some men don't date women. I'm a man, but I date women. So this is very common in my life where a woman like yourself will say, like, oh my gosh, Tim, I have a friend. Her name is so-and-so. She used to date this silly guy that treated her silly. And she knows who you are and she thinks you're really nice. You should at least go to lunch with her. I am in a great position for that. So a lot of my connections with going out on a date with somebody, I didn't meet them on Delta Airlines. I met him through people like Andy that would say, like, hey, you should consider so-and-so. You guys should at least go to lunch. Harmless. Smart.
Yes.
So that's where I'm at in life right now.
Good.
So I'm still happily single because that's possible to be that way. My life is extremely full, but I love people. I love people. People are my life. So I I do go on some really nice dates, and we'll go out, we'll have fun, and I literally can just go my separate ways. But then some people say, but what's next? What if they get excited about what just happened? I'm pretty upfront in saying that at this stage of my life, I'm not at a place where I want to go boom, 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 boom.
That's awesome.
I just like it where it is right now. And I think that's good as long as you tell them that up front.
Right. Right. No, I'm so proud of you because that was actually one of the things we talked about. It's like dating without any kind of expectation and really being present and enjoying company because that was your happy place. And I remember you saying that. So
It's still my happy place. Look how happy I am.
I know. I could see it.
But I get to be around the best people in the world. Like I was in Germany and I went out with this amazing German woman. I would have never known her, but my friends knew her. And she was amazing. I mean, I learned about their food, Oktoberfest, all kinds of stuff. I was in South Africa. Somebody says, "Oh my gosh, this amazing woman used to be married to this silly man. You know, he did silly things. He did silly things." And she's like, she really likes Tim Storey. She thinks he's amazing. I had like the most amazing like dinner. And then the next day we went hiking. I thought it was fantastic. And maybe one of those will stick someday. Who knows? I'm open to that.
That's the right attitude. You know, somebody wrote in the chat and she said, at least you are upfront because not everybody is upfront. I think that's really important. What you just said is to kind of say, you know, what you're doing here, you know? And
I am so upfront.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, if they're like, can I use a football metaphor?
Yeah.
If they have gone, if a woman has gone 95 yards from her goal line and she's trying to score a goal on the other side because the field's 100 yards and she's got 5 yards left, I'm not the guy to go out with. Because I'm not trying to do the 5 yards and get married right now.
Right.
So she needs another type.
Yes.
Okay, but if she's at the 50-yard line and she's like, Tim is funny. Look at him. He's creative. He writes books. He does TV shows. He's got a new cartoon coming out. He's working on movies. He's vibrant. He's a tennis player. He exercises 5 days a week. He still has his hair. Maybe I'll date him.
I like, in particular, the combination of you having hair and doing a cartoon. I didn't know you were doing a cartoon.
Of course.
What cartoon is this? Can you say?
I'm working on a new cartoon with a guy named Randy Jackson from American Idol. It's an amazing cartoon. It's gonna work. It's an amazing cartoon that we're doing. But I also have 3 TV shows that I'm working on, and I think at least 2 of them will work. I'm working on a very expensive Broadway play that will probably not come out for a couple years now because of the pandemic. But I mean, you know, we got our books, we got my speaking, my businesses I run. I'm having fun, but I'm only at the 50-yard line. I'm not at the 5.
Yes, yes. See, what's so brilliant about you two is that now you're very clear in where you're at and what you want. And I think that is half the battle because so many people, they'll call me up and say, find me my soulmate. But really at the end of the day, they're not in the place to find the soulmate. Like they haven't even dated ever, you know? And I think it's such an important part of the journey. And you and I even talked about this on the podcast, that dating other people is really an important part of getting to know yourself. You're really dating yourself. And so then when you have that intention, that clarity, dating becomes fun.
But can I say this, that to me, the physical is not important to me like it is to most men. So I think that's where a lot of men cross the line, where they want to connect physically with a woman, and then there's an emotional tie, and then the guy's like, but I'm at the 50-yard line. It's like, it didn't feel like it last night. You weren't at the 50-yard line. Okay, so I'm not that guy. my therapist says it this way. He says, um, your sex life kind of happens on stage. I mean, and what I mean by that
I know
is
what you
that
mean by
when you get to speak to 20,000 people, 30,000, 40,000, as high as 85,000 people, that's such a rush that, I'm not a typical man that's like my thing. So
It is. There's all different kinds of chemistry too. I mean, to that point, right? And I think that's also important because sometimes people get hooked and drawn into an aspect of chemistry that may be toxic and not good. And having that emotional chemistry and the intellectual chemistry is just as important as the physical. And it can.
Kimmy, that's why you're so good at this. See, that's what I love. So I have some friends that are much older than me. It's a few really rich ladies that I know from Beverly Hills. And I will sometimes take them to the Ivy. And they have the greatest time. I have the greatest time. All of them are widows, okay? Three of them. And when I left them one time, they just said, oh my gosh, like, I feel like all three of us just went on a date. Because Tim, you understand, you get it, you let us talk, you're funny, you're interesting. So there's so many ways, as you said it, Kimmy, the intellectual side, the emotional side, the humor side, just the human connection. Wow.
It's huge. It's huge. I even have people rate each domain of chemistry when they go on a date. So they know exactly what their patterns are too. And I actually have a fourth domain, which is spiritual chemistry, because I believe that that's important too, and whatever spirituality is for you. Because also too, that's a way of breaking patterns, right? Like what you're talking about is so important. Like if you've had a string of bad relationships and you know that it's always your physical chemistry is 90%, that's a pattern. Like you gotta look at that, So try on a different guy for size, like Tim Storey, for instance, and see what emotional chemistry is all about.
Call me 555
Hey.
5555. Call me now.
There's some people probably really trying that right now. So
Call me.
If anyone is interested in, I could be like your matchmaker.
Here I am without glasses. Look.
Yeah.
555 5.
For a good time call. And I think it was 8675309.
Yeah,
remember
it
that?
was a great song.
It was a great song. I know.
I mean, yeah, it just stayed in our head, that song.
Okay, so I have a reference and I have a surprise for you from the podcast. You talked about a story around Jell-O. Do you remember this?
Bring it on.
So you talked about visiting somebody in the hospital.
Yes.
Around Jell-O. Do you want to share that story because it relates?
But you got to keep coming with it because.
Okay. Well, because we were talking about perspective and what to focus on, and that it would be really easy to visit this person that you visited and focus on the messy, basically, and the sadness. Okay. And you chose to focus on Jell-O because Jell-O made you happy. Does that ring a bell?
Yes, but that's very interesting. So I don't remember the story exactly, and the reason is because I am a storyteller.
Yes.
And so it's almost like if you ask the guy who wrote The Notebook about every scene in his movie. Uh-huh. But I will say this about Jell-O at hospitals. I don't really like hospitals, but I like their Jell-O.
Yes, that's what you were saying. Right.
Yeah, because I don't like hospitals, but I do like that funky Jell-O they have that reminds me of like Perkins Cafeteria.
Because that pertains to the playfulness of because we were talking about like how fun and way more interesting it is to share a cup of Jell-O with one another. And then we even pinpointed
100%. Now I remember.
Do you remember that?
Yes.
Because guess what I brought in the studio for you? I know you're not here.
This is going to be good.
I know you're not here.
No, but I do love Jell-O that much.
I remember.
Maybe at the studio, because we know whose house that is at studio.
Yes, we do.
Maybe they could save that Jell-O for me.
Okay. Yes.
Are you going to pull it out?
I'm going to pull it out right now because...
Ladies and gentlemen.
Wait for it. And guess what flavor it is?
The one I want. Strawberry.
Yes. Strawberry.
That's exactly what little Timmy likes.
Yes, because we talked about, I hate cherry too. So it can't be cherry. It had to be strawberry. And I have another surprise to give.
Oh, but do you hear the music?
Wait for it. Where's the drum? Wait, there should be a drum roll.
It came.
Is it?
It's in my ear.
Oh, I didn't hear it. Ta-da!
And ready, who would not want that? This is exactly what I would want.
So I could do it right now, but then I feel like
Kimmy, don't do it, but because I want to save it.
Okay.
But I'm going to tell you, if a woman did that,
yes,
I'm telling you, I'd go from the 50-yard line to the 5-yard line.
Woohoo!
I am not even joking.
Right? See, that's
if I was on a date.
Yes.
If I was at Craig's.
Yeah.
And I was hanging out with the man who's running everything right there behind the scenes because he loves that restaurant.
Yes.
If I was there and he said, "Oh my God, Tim, you've got to meet so and so," and then there she was, and she came up, and if I was having a time with them, and Andy and I were, and you and everybody hanging out,
yeah,
and that lady pulled out Jell-O out of her purse. Oh
that's all.
My God.
That bam, like that's end of story. Like that is, but. This is what we're talking about. It doesn't have to be a conversation about how long were your last relationships and where did you live and what school did you go to. It's so boring. Just have a cup of Jell-O.
Awful. Just give me some Jell-O. Okay, because we have only so many minutes left.
I know.
But I want to say this to the men.
Okay.
The men have to stop being so boring. They're so boring, some of these men. And I think that when I go on a date, because I was raised by 3 sisters, I'm going there to be a good listener. Okay? I'm not going there to say, and I own this, and I did this. Oh, sir, sorry about this, but I must take this call. Hey, silly man. Hey, silly man, turn your phone off. Okay? I think it's so important to remember what a woman has gone through to prepare for this date. She has made time, space, right? She's like, her hair's doing whatever it's doing.
I've used this beautiful Revlon.
Right. I'm respecting your hair. I see what's going on here.
Thank
you got
you.
good volume.
Thank
There's
you.
some
I
curls
worked hard.
going on.
I did.
There's
I worked hard.
No, watch me. There's some curls going on down here.
Yep.
Okay, I'm doing my curling thing.
Yeah.
And then you wore great colors, so you have great colors going on. Your lipstick is flowing. Your eyebrows look great. Your eyes, everything. I'm just talking about this. So
yeah.
Hello, man. Think about the backstory of what it took for her to walk in to that restaurant.
Thank you. Yes.
All right. Pay attention and dialogue. Talk. Listen. Listen. Wow.
That's a big one. Listen.
Tim Storey, dating coach to the stars.
I think you might have to help with my coaching program. Maybe you can come on and be the male coach.
Dating coach to the stars. I would if I didn't have so many jobs.
I know. Well, can't you drop the cartoon?
Right now, no, the cartoon's got to stay.
Cartoon's got to stay, okay.
Right now I have so many jobs, but I am so grateful for all these jobs. Like what happened to my life that I get to hang out with you and people like Andy and all my other friends over there at Sway TV.
Oh, well, we are so blessed and honored to have you, honestly. Like it's a family over here, and you're just the addition to the family here at Sway TV. And your words and your wisdom and your charisma is amazing. And I just have to share that somebody wrote, Tim, so now I'm going to start carrying a 4-pack of Jell-O around. So in case you see someone carry, it came from this live stream. Yeah.
Exactly.
You might see that.
Carrying it around.
Yeah.
And it may take me from the 50-yard line to the 5-yard line. And when you put whipped cream on it, wow.
You're ready to go. This is a little magic.
That's like next level.
Wait, this is the Miracle Whip. Get it? Miracle.
Whoa, okay.
It's a little miracle. I'm so cheesy.
I know. Stay with the theme. So can I say something about you? I'm proud of you. I'm excited about what you're doing. I'm loving that you're enhancing people's lives. A lot of people need relationships. A lot of people are just made that way where they really want to be with somebody. I don't know. I'm just not. I'm kind of an independent human being. But for those that really feel like the need, you have really helped people get ready for the right miracle to come into their lives. And you're very good in helping people, watch my play on words, reorder their disorder.
Love that.
Whether it be in all parts of life, even in the romantic life. So it is a privilege to be on your program today.
Oh, thank you, Tim, so much. And please, let everybody know, I'm going to pull up the book right now so everyone can see the book and order it right here on Amazon. Again, The Miracle Mentality. And also, if there's a way that people want to get a hold of you, how can they get a hold of you?
Just go to my Instagram. So it's like Tim Storey Official, and you'll see we have a lot of followers. And if you want to DM me, then I actually look at all my DMs.
He does. Yes. He does.
I really do. And I respond to so many people. They get in shock that I respond to them.
Yeah. And that's what I think is so great about you too, is how it's like you're so big, yet you're so present at the same time. And that's not easy to do. I'm
present because I feel like I'm just a piece of the puzzle. Yeah. And I don't think I'm the biggest piece of the puzzle. I'm just a piece of the puzzle. But I'm good at what I do, but you're good at what you do. Andy's good at what he does. And it takes a lot of pieces of the puzzle to create the beautiful puzzle that needs to be done.
And that's what creates the whole, the whole picture, all those pieces. So, Tim, thank you so much. And I hope we can stay in touch again. And yes. I will leave the Jell-O with you for you and the whipped cream.
Put it in the refrigerator. He's got a lot of refrigerators over there at that office.
He's got a ton of refrigeration over here.
Big ones.
Yeah. And just do me a favor. If I'm not here when you eat it, will you take a picture of yourself at least eating it?
So I will do that.
Okay.
In honor of you.
Thank you. I feel honored. Thanks, Tim.
I will talk to you soon.
Okay. Bye.
Have a great day. Thanks for the applause. That applause was amazing. I heard it in my left ear. Bye-bye.
Bye. Oh, wasn't that amazing? I know, we could have gone on and on. And again, if you missed it, the book is up, Tim Storey, The Miracle Mentality. And what I really loved about the book is that first of all, it was such a fast and easy read. I enjoy that. I enjoy anything that's fast and easy these days. But at the same time, so powerful, and that combo of the ease and the powerfulness. And as he said, there's a workbook at the end, then it's putting yourself into action and actually, creating the miracles for yourself in all aspects of your life. And here's what I say all the time. Is that it isn't just about focusing on one thing. People will come to me for dating advice and they'll say, Kim, find me a soulmate, find me a man, find me a woman. And of course, I always love helping people do that. But there's always things that you need to work on along the way. And what shows up in one area of your life always leaks into others. So if you're having trouble having maybe conversations with men, is that showing up in other areas of your life? If you are in your head all the time and you're not present, well, Yeah, like what does that look like in other areas of your life? And when you start dialing in these pieces, and when I work with people, it isn't just focused on your profile or focused on your, image. It's looking at, like as Tim said, all the missing pieces that can create that picture so that you do get the results. But you have to put yourself into action in order to do that. You cannot be a passenger. You cannot be a passenger in your car if you want to get somewhere. You have to learn how to be in the driver's seat. And on top of that, get a roadmap so that you know where you're going. Because the worst thing is to get in the car and to get into the driver's seat, and then you have no direction. You have no instructions on, first of all, where to go. And if you don't even know where you're going, then you're spinning. You might be just doing donuts in the road, basically. So it's really important. So with that being said, let's start going shopping. Like, I know we were talking about the book and all of that, and I have a cute theme, right? Because we were talking about miracles, and I want to start by putting you all into action by creating a little makeover miracle for yourself. So let me go to some ideas for you all. And I want to start, it's kind of fun because I found a lot of different ways. Because we just talked about Jell-O, I mean, who couldn't use more Jell-O in their life now that you know the reference? So I found these really cute Jell-O molds, and I think this would be something so fun to do. Like, even if you like surprised your loved one, a friend, they come in all different shapes. There's hearts, of course, for love, but there's stars and there's flowers, and it's just a fun thing. I mean, when you think about your life, as Tim was talking about, how can you put a little Jell-O in your life? How can you be more playful? Finger Jell-O, in fact, is super fun. It brings us back to the days when we were kids. Did any of you make Jell-O when you were young? Like those sensory memories that you have, the tactile stuff, where you're holding on to the Jell-O, that's an imprint of a memory that you have. And with that can create new memories. So I just thought this was super cute. And of course, I know Sharon hasn't had Jell-O in ages. I know I haven't either. And it was funny when I was thinking about bringing this to the session today. I like chuckled. I'm like, I secretly wanted to break one open and start eating it. So I am definitely going to get more Jell-O in my life, both in the fridge and in my life. Okay, so that was that. And even on Amazon to go with that, and I even think this is a cute gift to give someone. You can buy Jell-O right here on Amazon. And so buy the Jell-O, buy the little, things that you see, and go for it. Either buy it for yourself or someone else. Okay, so then the other thing that I wanted to share with you, because I love this, we were talking about here. Well, I talk about this at every show because if you don't have it, you need one, is creating a little miracle in your hair. And I want you to notice this product right here. And how cute is this? Because it's a 10 Miracle Leave-In Conditioner. But I literally use this every day. It is a game changer for my hair. As I share with everybody often, I have very frizzy hair. And I have tried every product under the sun, and nothing tames the frizzies and keeps my hair smooth and silky as this Miracle 10. It's a 10. So you definitely need to check this out. So I spray this on right after I get out of the shower. And then I go and I use my favorite hair dryer, the Revlon hair dryer. That is a one-step that you use when you are, you have a wet head and you just get out of the shower and you use it. And you turn it on, and it is like, a hair dryer, but it also smooths the hair as you're doing it. And it took me, like today, it only took me 8 minutes to straighten my hair. And to me, that's a miracle, because between the miracle, smoothing of the hair and then actually using the hair dryer, I can create hair that I wish I had, and now I do have it. See, that's the thing about the miracles, is you all can create the miracles, but you have to put yourself into action. I couldn't have this hair unless I created it myself. Do you see the metaphor? It's everything that Tim was talking about, even in the products, even with all the stuff that I'm talking about. We are creating it. But you gotta start moving. You gotta start purchasing. You gotta start, putting yourself out there, or you're just staying the same. And staying the same isn't a miracle because you're already doing it. Shifting and changing, that's where the miracles happen. Okay, so then what happens, Tim was noticing the curls. So this is what I do. I have naturally curly hair, but when I go in and I straighten it, I like to put a little romance in the curls, and that way I use this curling iron by Baby Bliss. It's my favorite. The reason why this is like my favorite, because it's fast, it's really gentle on the hair. I don't feel like it's like hurting my hair. You ever have those like frays at the end when you're starting to curl your hair? This does not do it at all. And today I was in a little bit of rush. I'm not gonna lie. LA traffic is back, y'all. I'm just saying, I had to leave an hour and a half earlier before I got here. So I had to have this thing in, and I needed to heat really quickly, and it did. So within 5 minutes, this thing heated up, and I got the curls. And as you do it, you create it pretty fast. That's the other thing about miracles, y'all, is that after you do one of these action things, it may feel foreign, it may feel hard. When I first started curling my hair, it was a little hard. But I kept practicing, I kept at it. And the more I did it, the easier it became. So now I can do it in my sleep, I can do it on the fly. Dating is the same way. If you're feeling like online dating is hard, or taking a look at somebody in the grocery store, making eye contact, if all of those things are hard, then just do it one time and then practice it over and over and over again. The nature of repetition is what's gonna make it easier for you. Okay, so we got the miracle here. You all with me? Yeah. Oh, I never tried Jell-O with the Ready Whip before. Yeah, you gotta try. The combination, that's what Tim and I were talking about on my podcast, is amazing. Oh, by the way, my podcast can be seen in the carousel. It is called the Charisma Quotient. Podcasts can be streamed now on Amazon. So if you go into the carousel, you'll see the Charisma Quotient. You can subscribe, download. You can hear the episode that I was talking about with Tim, where I coached him, and this was, years back, and he did take some advice. I can hear it in the way that he's dating right now. And that, it was so special to have it back. And I was joking, I think I used a little miracle mentality to get that whole close the circle and talk about all of this stuff. Nothing I believe is a mistake. I think that things happen, but like Tim was saying, you have to look for it. If you're not looking for it, you're gonna miss it. And I didn't want to miss it. I didn't want to miss the opportunity to bring Tim on and share his wisdom and amazingness with you all, because I hope that even if you just took one gold nugget away and one little tip that is going to change something, maybe it's in your approach, maybe it's in your perspective, maybe it's in your mindset. Those are the 3 areas that I always say create change. Then your life will be a little bit different. And what could you do with that little bit of different? I'm just saying. Okay. So let's talk about your skin. So I love this. At first, I exfoliate with this thing, and this is also something that's on the go. I even have it in my purse to show you because I ran out almost. And it's called the M61 Power Glow Peel. Here's what the box looks like. And inside the box, you can see these little packets, and I'm out, I would have showed you, but inside the packets, they're really they're cooling, they exfoliate, they have all these kinds of things like glycolic and salicylic acid. Am I saying it right? I can't even say that. It's like a tongue twister. But it exfoliates. That's all you have to know. It definitely exfoliates. And I kid you not, once I put that on, it like tingles a little bit. And then after that, you just get this glow about you. And it is something that you can put in your purse. You can easily travel with it. Because I like this better than the grainy stuff that you do to exfoliate your skin. Because sometimes you don't have time to put on a mask or like deal with all the messiness. There's no mess here. You literally just swipe your face, and you swipe and you're done, and you will definitely see a difference in your skin. I feel like it also smooths the skin instantly. So that is a really nice miracle for your skin. And then the other thing that is awesome, this line has been growing in popularity. Have you heard of it? IT. This is Miracle Water 3-in-1 Glow Tonic. So this is also something really nice to prep your skin with. And when you do that, you also will still have that opening, that glow. I like to call it, like, people who work with me actually get a glow without using any product. I'm not gonna lie. And I call it the Charisma Glow. But can you imagine if you create charisma for yourself and you use these products, you will be glowing everywhere. And that is a miracle. So if you didn't think that your skin could look this way, just watch. Okay, now let's go to your legs. This is a miracle for legs. Okay, I don't know about you, but in the winter time, I get really white in my legs. Anybody else have that? Anybody else have really white legs? I have very white legs. So I don't go to the tanning salon anymore. I'm trying to be really good to my skin. And see how I found all these products that have miracle in it? The irony of it is that I looked up the miracle stuff. I'm like, oh my God, I have all these products. So it's just funny that word was coming to me today. So I'm supposed to share all of the stuff with you today. It's called This Works Perfect Leg Skin Miracle. And what it is it's like a tinted moisturizer, and it has like multivitamins in it. And you just put it on your legs. It smooths the legs. But what I love about it is it doesn't turn your legs orange. That is the best. Like, so many of these self-tanners, I don't do well with the self-tanners. I feel like I get really orange, but that's my skin. Every skin is different. For paler skin, I think this is the way to go because it just creates this nice softness. It's very natural. My legs look kind of sun-kissed, and it smooths out any like freckles or veins. And so when I do quite a lot of speaking, and even when I'm on camera and I wear a dress, I will put this on, and it makes a huge difference. Some people even think I look like I have pantyhose on, and I do not do hose. Don't do hose. Hose that's so 1990 anyway. Okay, so we got that going on, and I want to share with you another miracle that I just discovered, and I thought I had no idea that she made makeup. Do you know Kim Kardashian's making makeup? Kim, your makeup is fantastic. I'm not wearing it today, but I wore it the other day when we had our Sway TV retreat. How many of you were there? It was amazing. We had all our awesome hostesses with the mostesses, and I had this palette on, and I got a lot of compliments. But this particular palette I like. It's the KKW Classic 10-pan eyeshadow palette. And in this palette, as you can see, it has a lot of neutral colors, so it'll go with, everyone's skin tone. It looks really natural. But if you want to, or you need to go on camera, if you're going on a date, it still has more of a dramatic look if you use the darker colors. So definitely check it out. Oh yeah, all the Kardashians have makeup. I know, I didn't even know that. And she also has a lipstick, I believe. It's called Love. I don't have it up right now, and that's also supposed to be amazing. So, okay, so we got the face, right? So we got the miracle hair. We got the miracle face. We got the miracle legs, right? Moving down the body, we have to talk about, if you don't want to show the bare legs, what kind of pants create the miracle pants. So I talk about this, I think, every stream because I truly believe in these pants. So Spanx makes these faux leather leggings. I mean, they're not just, they make all kinds of leggings, and you'll see them here on Amazon. But these particular ones that look like leather, I am obsessed with, because you can put them on, you can dress them up and down depending on what you pair them with. So if you wear a fancier shirt, you look all dressed up and you put little heels on, you're good to go. But the reason why I think they're miracle workers for your legs and your stomach area is that it pulls everything in without it feeling so constricted. I think these are one of the most comfortable leggings there are. So I highly recommend it. They come in all sizes. And even if you're, petite, you're tall, I find that they fit every body type. I do a lot of virtual makeovers, if you are new to me, where I get on Zoom and I do a whole hour where I make over you with your dating look and I pick out outfits for you. It's super fun. I have the software that I pin different looks on there. And I have to say, every time I recommend these pants, everybody says they fit perfectly. No one's had to return them. So you just have to know your size according to the size chart, but these are really, really awesome. Okay, so we will end with setting a little intention here. I could go on and on about products, but one of the things that I did want to share are these candles. I couldn't believe how perfect they are. So the candle, who doesn't love candles? Look at how perfect these are, because it's everything that we were talking about. The Crystal Journey Attract Love Reiki Charged Herbal Magic Pillar Candles. Look at the bundle. Manifest a miracle, love, and money. I invite all of you to, even if you don't buy anything today, or you're just like in the market to buy one thing, I think if you set the intention by getting some candles that have representations of the parts of your life that you want to create miracles in, start here. Light those candles, visualize your life differently. Visualize your love life in a different way. Visualize your mindset in a state of abundance rather than scarcity. When you light that candle, say a little, mantra to yourself. You don't have to be religious. If you are, great. Whatever it is for you that creates that mentality, as Tim Storey's book is all about, that really miracle mentality, you can create it for yourself. So I want you to think about that. And with that, I wanted to leave some parting words of wisdom. We are heading into spring and summer. This is a magical time, usually for most people when it comes to love. Spring is all about renewal. It's about new beginnings. There's a lot of endings that are happening, and with every ending, there are new beginnings. So think about where you are in your life right now. Are you ending something? And are you closing a door and a chapter to your life that, as Tim said, is it messy? Is it mad? Or is it mundane? And if that is true, what can you do to close the door and that chapter of your life and walk into something new? It could be a new outfit. It could be a new house. It could be cleaning up your garage. I know I have to do that. That's my messy, by the way. My messy is my garage right now. So that's what I pledge to all of you, that's what I am going to do this weekend, is get a handle on my mess in my garage, because I believe it's a metaphor that's keeping me stuck. And so what can you do? What's one action that you can do differently to do that? I have another piece of action for you to do. So this is something super easy. Go to my Instagram at Kimmy Seltzer. Please like it and follow me. And when you are there, I want you to click on the link. And there is going to be a link in there where you can subscribe to my email list. And there's also a link that you can subscribe to my masterclass. I have a masterclass coming up. It's going to be in May. If you want to be on the priority list, my VIP priority list, click on that link and sign up for it, because I cannot take everybody. And I'm just going to do a little teaser with it. Let's just say that it is going to be around the theme of chemistry. We were talking about that with Tim. But if you want to learn how to create chemistry, you're definitely going to want to be in on this. So go to my Instagram at Kimmy Seltzer and sign up for that. Follow me there. Go buy Tim's book. And with that, have a beautiful weekend, and I will see you next week here on Sway TV, Kimmy's Love Hub. And with that, let's sway!
All right. Very nice.
Are we off?
We're off.
Oh, okay. So I have Jell-O for you to store.
That's right. We're back. Great interview.
Oh, good.
Great. An hour. He never goes an hour in anybody.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God, my podcast. It was like over an hour. And he has